Yo, what's up, guys? Real talk for a sec. Have you ever been chillin', scrolling your phone, and out of nowhere, a text pops up from this girl? And not just any text, it's that low-key, casual, hey, sup? But somehow it hits different. You think, wait, why is she texting me now? Yeah, you've been there. Here's the thing, girls don't randomly hit you up for no reason, especially the ones who are extremely attached. And I'm not talking about clinginess in the annoying way. Nah. I'm talking about that deep level vibe where she's thinking about you even when she shouldn't be. Attachment. It's like this invisible string. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but man, you feel it in the little things she does. And today, we're going to break down 7 signs she's mad attached to you, starting with one of the most obvious yet overlooked signs. She hits you up randomly. Before we jump in, picture this. You're at home, maybe watching Netflix, maybe playing some video games, maybe just laying there scrolling TikTok, and your phone buzzes. You glance at it, and boom, it's her. No context, no reason, just, hey. Now most guys would think, probably nothing. But nah, bro, that's sign numero uno that she's deep in attachment territory. All right, let's break it down. When a girl texts you randomly, she's doing more than just small talk. She's checking in emotionally, even if she doesn't realize it herself. It's like her brain is wired to think about you constantly, and texting is the easiest way to close that mental gap. Think about it like this. Imagine you're driving down the street. There's a song on the radio, you think of her, and boom, you pull out your phone and text her. That's natural. Now imagine she's doing that all the time, like every small thought about you is a reason to check in. That's attachment. Scenario 1, late night texts. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're dead asleep, dreaming about whatever, and your phone buzzes. You're groggy, you check, and it's her. Yo, you awake? Bro, why would she text at 2 a.m. if she wasn't thinking about you? She's not texting for attention. She's texting because she wants a connection, wants to know you're still there, wants to feel close even when it's inconvenient. And it ain't just one-off. Let's say next week, same thing happens. 1:30 a.m., hey, just thinking about you. And the week after that, 3 a.m. You see the pattern. That's attachment in motion. Scenario 2, random what's up texts during the day. Now, daytime texts are sneaky. You're at work, maybe bored, maybe busy, and your phone buzzes. Hey, what are you up to? You reply, just working. And she goes, tell me later what happened today. I want to know. Bro, this ain't casual. She's mentally invested in your day-to-day life. She's imagining you, thinking about you, and wants to be part of your world. Attachment isn't just emotional, it's behavioral. Every little text, every little check-in is a thread tying her thoughts to you. Why she does it. Psychology behind random texts. Attachment comes from emotional bonding. The more someone values you emotionally, the more they'll seek proximity, even if it's digital. So these random texts aren't just small talk. They're her brain's way of closing the emotional gap. Dopamine factor. When she gets a reply, she feels rewarded. Her brain says, yup, he's here. Connection maintained. Fear of disconnection. She may not even admit it, but deep down, she doesn't want to feel distant from you. Habitual thinking. You're in her thoughts so much, she can't help but reach out. Basically, every random text. One tiny breadcrumb of attachment. Scenario 3, the playful but obsessive side. Some girls take it a step further without being crazy. Let's say you post a pic on social media. 5 minutes later, she's texting you. OMG, I see you posted that pic. It's teasing, right? But it's also monitoring behavior, not in a possessive sense, but in an emotionally attached sense. She's mentally involved in your life. She's aware of your movements, your moods, your moments. That's attachment. Scenario 4, the emotional vulnerability side. Sometimes these texts aren't casual, they're deeply personal. She might text you out of the blue. I just had the weirdest dream about us. LOL, but I kinda liked it. Or, ugh, had a rough day. Want a vent? Bro, she's sharing emotions with you casually. That's huge. Most people don't open up unless they feel safe and connected. When she reaches out like this, it's attachment plus trust combined. Sign 1. Wrap up. So yeah, if a girl's hitting you up randomly, morning, noon, night, even when she's busy, she's thinking about you constantly. She's emotionally wired to maintain closeness. She's invested in your life, and she's dropping subtle breadcrumbs to stay in your world. Key points to remember: random texts, mental presence in your life. It's not always about attention, it's emotional connection. Consistency matters more than one-off texts. Yo, let's get real. You know that feeling when you say something offhand, like some random little detail about your life, and she actually remembers it weeks later? Yeah, bro. That's a huge sign she's extremely attached to you. And I don't mean the kind of casual, oh yeah, I remember thing. I'm talking deep mental recall, where she's keeping a mental map of your life, your habits, your quirks, basically everything that makes you, you. Now, most guys might brush this off, like, she remembered I like pineapple pizza? Cool. But nah, that tiny thing actually speaks volumes. And today, I'm breaking down why this is one of the clearest signs she's emotionally invested and how it shows up in her behavior. Picture this. You're chillin' at a coffee shop with her, and you casually say, "Man, I don't really like chai lattes. I always go for black coffee." Fast forward 2 weeks, you're scrolling Insta, and she texts, "Yo, I got a black coffee, no chai. Don't worry, bro. That ain't casual. That's attention, care, and memory all wrapped into one small act." She remembered something you probably thought nobody would even notice, and she used it to connect with you. Think about it. How many people actually remember little, random things like this? Not many. But if she does, it means you're constantly on her mind. Why she does it, the psychology behind memory and attachment. So here's the deal. When someone's attached to you emotionally, their brain prioritizes information about you. They're like a mental filing system, storing details you barely notice. Why? Because your life, your habits, your likes and dislikes, they all matter to her. There's a few reasons for this. Emotional tagging. Every detail she remembers about you is emotionally tagged. She remembers it because it made her feel something. Mental connection. Remembering details helps her stay close to you mentally, even when you're not around. Bonding mechanism. By recalling tiny details, she creates opportunities for shared moments, showing that she gets you and cares about your world. Basically, she's building a mental map of your life to stay emotionally close. That's attachment. Scenario 2, the I remember everything you said test. Imagine this. You tell her a story about your childhood, like how you once got stuck in a tree as a kid. You laugh, she laughs, and the conversation moves on. A month later, she brings it up randomly. Yo, remember that time you got stuck in a tree? That's hilarious. Bro, most people forget this stuff, but not her. She actively recalls your past experiences, which means she's not just paying attention, she's storing them because you matter to her. This is also her way of subtly reminding you that she cares and pays attention, which is a huge sign of attachment. Scenario 3, remembering your friends and routines. Attachment doesn't stop at your likes and dislikes. It extends to your life ecosystem. She remembers your friends, routines, and even your random plans. Example, you say, "Me and my buddy Jake are hitting the gym later." Next day she texts, "How's the gym sesh with Jake? Lifted any crazy weights?" Bro, she didn't need to ask. She remembered Jake, she remembered your gym plan, and she followed up because she cares. That's attachment on another level. Scenario 4, the subtle emotional impact. Sometimes it's not about remembering the facts. It's about how she uses those memories to connect emotionally. Say you complain casually, "Man, work's been stressful. I hate Monday mornings." 2 weeks later, she surprises you with, "I got a coffee ready for Monday morning. No stress, just vibes." She remembered your pain points and took action. That's attachment expressed through action based on memory. She's thinking about your feelings, not just your words. Real life dialogue, deep attachment vibe. Here's a more intense scenario to show how deep this attachment goes. You. "I honestly don't know why I feel so anxious around big crowds." Her, days later. "Hey, remember last week you said big crowds make you anxious? I read this article that might help. Want to check it out?" Bro, this ain't casual. She remembered your emotional vulnerability, processed it, and actively tried to support you. That's emotional attachment, plus care, combined. Scenario 5. Subtle reminders of attention. Sometimes she'll remind you she remembers things just to connect. Not in a "I'm proving myself" way, but in a playful, intimate way. Haha, remember you said you hated pineapple pizza? Made sure the delivery got it right? It's playful, it's fun, and it's her showing that she's thinking about you and your little quirks. That's attachment showing itself through humor and connection. Why remembering small details matters so much, you might be like, "Zion, it's just remembering stuff." But nah, bro. This is psychologically huge. Here's why. Validation. When she remembers things, it validates your experiences. You feel seen. That's attachment in action. Emotional closeness, small details, emotional threads. The more she remembers, the closer she feels to you. Behavioral pattern. She's not just thinking about you in the moment, she's building patterns of attention that keep her emotionally attached. Scenario 6. The mental map. Let's take it to a more advanced level. She's got a mental map of your daily routines, likes, dislikes, emotional triggers, friend circle, hobbies, and interests. This mental map allows her to predict your behavior, understand your moods, and even preemptively support you. That's attachment at its peak. Example, you usually skip lunch on Wednesdays. She notices. Next Wednesday, "Hey, made you a snack. Don't forget to eat." Bro, that's not just care. That's she's thinking about you constantly, memorizing patterns, and acting on them. Attachment 101. Scenario 7. Subtle jealousy through memory. Sometimes her attachment shows up subtly through memory-triggered jealousy. You tell her about a female coworker you had lunch with. 2 days later, "So, did she know you like black coffee, or did you tell her?" She remembers your preferences, your quirks, and even your social interactions. That's attachment plus emotional investment. She's mentally mapping your interactions with others because she cares. How to spot this in real life. Here's the checklist. She recalls random details you barely mentioned. She uses these details to connect, tease, or support you. She follows up on things you mentioned, even weeks later. Her memory is not transactional. She doesn't expect anything. She just cares. Patterns repeat consistently. It's not one-off behavior. If she's hitting all of these, bro, she's deeply attached, mentally and emotionally. Wrap up for part 2, sign 2. So yeah, when a girl remembers everything about you, it ain't just attention, it's mental investment, emotional care, and attachment in action. She's not just paying attention in the moment, she's storing little mental souvenirs of your life and using them to stay emotionally connected. Attachment like this shows that she's thinking about you even when you're not around, planning subtle ways to make your life easier, and maintaining a bond that's hard to break. Remember, the key here is consistency. One remembered detail is cute. Multiple, repeated over time, bro, that's attachment at its finest. Sign 3. She wants to know where you are. Short version. Yo, this one's classic. If she's always checking in like, "Hey, what's up? Where you at?" That's her way of staying connected. She's not controlling. She's mentally involved. She wants to know what you're doing, who you're with, just to feel close even if you're not texting. Scenario: you're out with friends. She texts, how's it going with the crew? See that? Subtle, casual, but she's mentally tagging along, staying part of your life. That's attachment showing itself in everyday moments. Sign 4. She shows small acts of care. Now, this is where it gets cute. She's sending little reminders. Don't forget your lunch? I got us some coffee, bro. These small gestures, she's thinking about you constantly. Attachment isn't loud. It's tiny, consistent care that shows she's invested. Scenario: you're stressed about work. She drops by with your favorite snack. She's not doing it for attention. She's doing it because you matter to her. Part 4. Sign 5 and 6. She gets jealous. She tries to sync her life with yours. Sign 5. She gets jealous. Subtle, not crazy. Attachment can show as subtle jealousy. Not rage, but tiny twitches. Oh, you had lunch with her? Cool. She's protective, not controlling. She values you emotionally and wants to be a priority. Sign 6. She tries to sync her life with yours. This one's sneaky but obvious when you notice it. She adjusts her schedule, joins your hobbies, or visits places you like. Scenario: you start running early mornings, she tags along. You like a new cafe? She pops up there too. She's building shared experiences because she's attached to your world. Part 5. Sign 7. She's honest about her feelings. Plus conclusion. Sign 7. She's honest about her feelings. This is the real deal. When she opens up, shares fears, insecurities, dreams, that's peak attachment. Vulnerability, trust, plus emotional investment. Scenario: she texts, I hate not hearing from you all day. Feels weird. Bro, that's attachment in full effect. She's letting her guard down because she cares and feels connected. Conclusion. Wrap up. So here's the breakdown, fam. If a girl is hitting you up randomly, remembering everything about you, checking in to know where you are, showing small acts of care, feeling subtle jealousy, syncing her life with yours, opening up emotionally, she's extremely attached to you. And it ain't a bad thing. Attachment shows emotional investment, care, and connection. But pay attention, bro. Attachment is healthy when it's mutual. If it's one-sided, it can get messy. The key takeaway? Notice the patterns, appreciate the effort, and communicate openly. Attachment is love's way of staying close, mentally and emotionally, and when you spot it, don't take it for granted.